After bringing the login and sign up flow to a stable point, I shifted my focus to the core user interface. So I wanted to establish a clear structure before introducing any advanced features. I began with a mobile layout. I added a bottom navigation bar and placed the new post button in the center. Windsurf automatically generated the new post page. So I continued by adding a top drawer with a clean hamburger icon to keep navigation consistent and easy on small screens. At this stage, I realized that Windsurf had been generating its own inline SVG icons, so I installed Lucid View Next and replaced all the automatically written SVGs with the proper Lucid icons. Next, I refined the new post form. Originally, Windsurf had added title and content, but my backend only had a description field, so I removed the unused fields entirely. In the UI, I changed the label to what happened, so it fits the tone of the app. I updated placeholders to make the experience feel more natural and intentional for users sharing something personal. The payments details model also needed attention. It was slipping behind the navbar, making it impossible to see. I fixed the layering and replaced the dropdown for selecting a payment method with a simple text field. The image preview on the new post page needed improvement. Users had no way to remove an image after selecting it, so I added a clear X button for removing uploaded images. Once those UI pieces felt stable, I asked Windsurf to convert them into real API calls. This led to a challenge. The image was saving correctly, but the payment methods weren't being stored in the post object. I was using multi-part form data, which I believe doesn't support sending JSON and files cleanly together. I experimented with multiple approaches, combining everything, stringifying data, but eventually separated the payment methods into their own requests. This made the system more reliable and easier to maintain. Once post creation was in good shape, I moved on to the feed page so posts could actually appear. I provided Windsurf with the exact structure returned by the backend and split the logic into two files, feed and feed item. At first, every post showed anonymous. I fixed the logic so it displayed the correct profile. I added a divider between the main post content and the action buttons and connected the like button to the backend endpoint. For the comment section, I referenced another platform's UI by inspecting their layout and then guiding Windsurf to recreate a similar structure. Comments also initially appeared as anonymous, which I fixed by adjusting the backend response. Profile picture path needed to be absolute URL, so I corrected that as well. While testing, I noticed that slow internet could cause users to accidentally send duplicate like requests. To prevent this, I added a loading state that temporarily disables the button. I also implemented an image viewer so users can zoom into post images. Next, I built the connections feature. I added a follow icon and linked it to the connect endpoint. If a user is already connected, the icon updates to reflect that. Disconnecting changes it again. Reconnections needed a different approach. A new connection returns a 201 status, while a reconnection returns 200. For reconnection attempts, I added a pending icon with a yellow clock. If the request gets rejected, it shows a red icon. I also added a modal allowing users to include a message before sending a reconnection request. After disconnecting someone, the icon wasn't resetting to its original not connected state, so I fixed that. I then refined the styling of the comment section, made icons show a pointer cursor, and disabled the post button on the new post page until users typed at least a description. To keep long posts from dominating the screen, I limited how many lines were shown by default. With that, I added read more and show less controls, and to support direct links, I passed the post ID into the URL when opening the comment modal. If you load the URL, including post ID, first it will check if the feed already contains the post, and then it opens the post. Otherwise, it fetches the post and then opens it. I added pagination next. The feed loads 10 posts at a time, but for testing purposes, I set it to load one per request so I could verify the behavior. Then I added a share button that generates a link containing the post ID. Since read more was now used in several places, including modals, I turned it into a reusable component. After that, I implemented replies in the comment section Like before, replies initially appeared as anonymous, which I corrected. The like button inside replies needed repositioning, so I fixed that as well. I added a liked annotation in the backend so the UI could instantly know whether a user has already liked a comment. Instead of adjusting the like count manually, I used the count returned by the API. I then added support for replying to replies. These replies point to the main parent component but include a reply to username field so they can show who the reply is directed toward, similar to Instagram structure. This keeps the thread visually clear and neatly grouped. Reply counts now update correctly across the UI. To finish this stage, I added subtle animations to make the interface feel smoother and more responsive.